All right, fellers, trash or treasure? What do we think that this sucker's gonna be? We're gonna do some investigating and find out. If you missed the story, I bought this spur of the moment at a consignment auction. A 2016 four-wheel drive F250, $1,500. I couldn't hardly pass that up. It supposedly has a transmission out, and then when they were loading it at the sale, they said they speared the differential cover with a forklift fork and now it won't roll. But I believe that might be something else, and I'll explain that right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rossi Oliver Man, Super-duty Ford. Yeah, gas truck, supposedly runs fine, and the transmission went out. They parked it. It's owned by like a construction outfit, and when they were loading it at the sale, they said they speared it with the forklift and now it won't roll. But what I'm thinking took place, and I have no way to verify that yet till we dig farther, I just think it's in park. I know it's in park. And I think what their problem was, when they went to load it, the battery was dead, and you cannot shift these out of park because it's got like an electronic lockout. So you can't do that. And actually there should be a way under here. I'll have to look at that too. I always thought on a lot of them there was some place you could stick like a pick through there and manually flip that so that you could pull it down. But I'm hoping that's what it is, that the reason they were loading it with a forklift was because it was in park and they picked it up and then the fork slipped and they speared it. I'm also hoping second choice on that would be that the tin cover is just wedged between a couple gears. Third, but least popular, would be that they ruined something in there. But I don't know, you'd have to hit it pretty hard to do that, and I don't think that it's that aggressive of a hurt to be something like that. I think it's just in park and the battery was dead and they didn't want to fool with charging it, because it did not run at the sale. It has no lights or power of any kind, and so that's what we're going to investigate today. It had a fairly good looking interstate battery in it, which I've had cooking all night. 65 series battery. That's the same size I use in the like my 16 size Oliver tractors, so I could rob one out of something if I absolutely don't want to buy a new one. Ooh, I would assume this is the washer gizmo, and it must be missing a connector piece or something. Maybe I did that when I took the battery, because it didn't have this on it. That's a down the road problem. We gotta first hear the old girl run. All right, so as far as my notion goes, this is a 6.2 gas. I have not owned a gas truck for 20 years, but I'm kind of getting over the diesels. They're expensive, friends. Let's have a gander at this tranny fluid here. It does not really smell burnt. I'm also hoping that the transmission is not out. I'm hoping that it has an electronic problem that is easily remedied, is what I'm hoping. But I probably won't get that lucky. Engine oil looks good. So we have a potential that part of the story is true. The thing that attracted me to this is, look how clean it is. I mean, they did not clean it up for the sale. I don't believe that at all. But just look how clean it is. I mean, it's only 7 years old, and that's probably the newest vehicle I've ever had. It's got plenty of water in it. It's got brake fluid in it, power steering fluid, all looks good. So I'm ready to see what's going on. So I'm gonna slap this battery in, and then we're gonna turn the key and see if it lights up. Because I had nothing. I didn't have lights or anything. Burp. Alright. It's got these stupid style battery cable. I'm not a fan of them, but that's the way new stuff is. Ooh, we got a light. I bet that's what. Ooh. 216,000 miles. That's livable. Radio, sure. Uh-oh. Okay. It shows that it's half a tank of fuel. All right, cranking, but no start. So, what would be our first order of business? I'm telling you right now, boy, that dinging's gonna get annoying. Quit that. What I'm afraid is gonna take place, this is gonna take all of my brain power, limited as it is, because I know, I mean, this is a lot of electronics, is what I'm saying. So we are going to probably have to investigate. There is, where is our power box here? Somewhere or a tether. There's probably a start relay. Oh, it doesn't even tell us. How handy. So we're going to start by visual inspection. From what we can see. All the things that we can see through look pretty good. But we should probably get the book and see if, is this like a service light? Or is this like, what is it? I bet that was the under hood light that is no longer under hooding. Oh, hey! Look at that little feller. I wonder where it went. Up there? It ain't much. But that's cool. Now, as nasty as this is, I think it'll clean up into something if we get that far. Owner's manual. Shouldn't there ought be a section that tells us what fuses is what? Or is this going to be the kind of job where they don't want you to know what's what, because they want you to go to the dealer? But little do they know, I don't go to the dealer. I am the dealer. See, there we go now. Here we go. That's passenger compartment fuse panel. Let's start with, we're starting with under the hood. Power distribution box is what Ford calls it. All right. None of that. 15, fuel pump, diesel engine, so not used. We won't use that. Position 13. I just double check and see if something is in that position. So that would be, yeah, there's nothing in that position. See how nice it is when you flip it over, it matches that arrangement, so you don't have to think. All right, trailer tow, urea heaters, diesel engine, vehicle power, 33, 34, so it'll be 33, 34, 35, but we have power, we have cranking, electronic control module, 38, that big square thing, which I have no idea. Run, start, relay coil. 45 would be the first thing I would check. 45. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one. And I can't. I'm gonna have to get me some little pliers or something, because I ain't gonna get it dug out of there without that. And I probably don't have anything close by. Let's try the old pocket screwdriver. Like I said, we're operating on this at our full mental capacity, because we ain't gonna we ain't no electronic. Dang it, I'm gonna have to get a needle nose, because I can't pull those out with that. This one here looks kind of concerning, but I don't know what it does. 47 AC clutch feed, 48 is run start. That would be 48 would be this one. That's a potential issue, problem, maybe. Right. 48, run start relay. So far our offenders would be this one, which looks perfectly fine because I can see through it. And then this relay here, which is not wanting to play nice with me. And I'm gonna have to quit because I hear something else coming that's gonna take most of my attention. So I'm supposing that we'll come right back to this here in a little bit. I better put the cover back on this and we'll see what we get. But just for kicks, let's try it one more time. Maybe magic happened and it fixed itself. Nope. But we got the little do-do-do's, so we're on the way, friends. We're on the way. All right, we're back at it. Had to load some corn out. But I also suspect, wherever we were in this procedure, that fuel pump relay could also be a problem. I have read that fuel pump wiring maybe was a bad thing on these. 57 is the fuel pump relay. 57 should be this one. All right, battery died and I got that fuel pump relay out. It was probably fine, but I doubt that it is now. I did not do it any favors pulling it out of there, so probably better get a new one. But I had a revelation. I thought of this last night and I didn't think to check, and I read up on where this is at. All my old Fords had a deal where if the truck thought it was in an accident, it would shut the fuel pump off. And I'm wondering if that's what's happened, because I know how violent it was when I unloaded this and loaded it. So I can imagine that they did the same, and the truck definitely would probably think they were in an accident. So somewhere in this job lot, which of course I can't see, or is it hanging down? Somewhere there should be a switch that you push and reset the fuel pump so that it does its thing. And I'm not seeing that. And that bothers me, because what I believe from owning Fords all my life is that the thing was clipped to that rail and it's not there now. So, boy, this is nasty, kinda. Probably gonna get a disease. All right, let's just feel around for something. I don't, what could have fallen down? There's nothing on that metal rail, so something has happened here. Here we go. That's behind here. Is this the fuse box? It is the fuse box. Okay, now come on. There's supposed to be an inertia switch somewhere on this vehicle. Isn't there? Or would that just be on diesel? There is no switch back here. Okay, more reading, I guess. Maybe that was not what I want, but this would make sense. See, there's a little fuel pump with a slash through it. Like, no. All right, I'm gonna have to get a new fuel pump relay because I think I hurt that one pulling it out of there. And as far as I know, looking up, they might have done away with that inertia switch thing, and you're just supposed to cycle the key and it fixes it. We're gonna have to get that relay and then test and see if we actually have fuel pump power. But I did manage now, because of the electricals working, to put my foot on the brake and turn the key on and then pull it into neutral, and it felt like it released. So I want to try to pull it backwards and make sure that it's rolling, which I think it will, because like I said, I think the only problem, what they were talking about, was that if you didn't have power, you couldn't shift it to neutral. So if she'll roll, we're golden. All I gotta do is get a rear end cover. Oh yeah. Yep. That's what I figured. There's nothing wrong with the old horse. See if I can push it backwards a little bit. Yep. Good deal. Sweet. That means there's nothing wrong with the rear end other than we need a new cover on our differential. And I believe that they are all the same for a good number of years. So there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bolts maybe in that. So we'll order that so that we have that ready to go. This one doesn't have a drain on it, but the replacement might. 12 bolts, I think I said. I really want this to go, because this is the nicest vehicle I've ever owned. I mean, there ain't hardly no rust under there or nothing. There ain't nothing hanging down. I mean, everything still has factory markings on it. So I want this to happen, you know. If I got to spend $4,000 or $5,000 on a transmission, I don't care. I mean, if it runs good, then we got us something. But we're exceeding the limit of our abilities with what we have on hand. I wish I had that computer that I had when I worked in the bus garage, because it would probably tell me some things. So, but yeah, I crunched that fuel pump relay, so I'm gonna get me that at the very least. And maybe there's another thing or so I need. I don't remember. Oh, I forgot to put it in park. Now it's in park and it won't ever come out of park again till you turn the electric on. All right, that's the passenger fuse box. 38 was another one I questioned. 38 was electronic control module relay. But I don't know. I'm more concerned with fuel pump stuff to start with, because it acts like it's just not getting fuel. It kind of hiccups sometimes, like it got a whiff of it. So our next affair, after we get a good relay, if it doesn't fix it, I guess we will try to get into the fuel pump wiring, which might involve dropping the tank, because I don't know if I can get to it somewhere to test it and see if I'm actually getting power back here to the fuel pump, which is most likely in the tank. And you know, we get that done. If it doesn't have power, then we got a fuel. If there's no power back here, then we've got an issue somewhere else. If there is power back here, then we got a bad fuel pump in the tank. And that would be a not hard thing to do other than dropping the tank down. And then after that, if we don't get anything out of that, like if it looks like we got power there and the fuel pump is running, then we probably need to pull a wire off of an injector and make sure that it is really firing the injectors. And then if that doesn't work, or if that does work, well, there's another thing that I've read, and I don't know how much that would affect it. It would be easy to replace anyway, and I think it's only like 30 or 40 bucks, is that canister purge valve. I don't know if that would cause it not to start. I would think it would cause it to run rough. But, yeah, I mean, they said it ran until they parked it, I guess, you know, and then what I've noticed on it is there's lights and stuff that aren't going out. So I wonder if there's also like a bad door switch or something, or the delay feature is not working, or maybe it was just odd and it was sitting there so long that the computer drained the battery. That's entirely possible. But I mean, it looks rough at first glance inside here, but it's dirt. This can be cleaned, I think, and have a nice vehicle. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I've never had something quite this nice, other than it being dirty. That ain't nothing. Jack's in there, so all the tire tools, that's nice. I mean, the transmission went out, or quit, and they parked it and walked away. They didn't even clean most of their crap out of it, including the pine cones. So that's my plan so far. We'll see how far we get on that. ADD kicking in again. Yeah, you would hope that those would come loose, but they just won't. Anyway, we'll figure that out later. But I'm really hoping to make this go, because like I said, a 7-year-old vehicle, and the body is really good for a work truck. I mean, there's a little wrinkle in it there. There's a few places underneath where it's starting to, like the factory coating is coming off and it's surface resting. If I'd spend a lot of time and really make this nice, I think I could have a decent vehicle, which I have not had for a good while. What's our tailgate situation? Negative. Pretty well hammered, but it might go on there. Let's try it. Might as well, you know. See if we got something. Would probably be better if the 550 wasn't here. If it rolls backwards right now, it's gonna cut my leg off, so sure. It's probably in the way. Get out of here, 550. Get out of here. Alright. Okay. Wait. We're not playing our song together. Gonna have to go up and get that side started. Because our little bushing is not. There. That's up. That one. Needs to go over more. There. Hey. Yeah. That actually isn't too bad either. Compared to some tailgates I've had. Yeah, I mean, there's another little ka-chunk in it. The back bumper got pretty roughed up when we were loading and unloading, but I mean, for a work truck, man, it ain't bad, is what I'm saying. This side is almost perfect. I'd be tempted to take it somewhere and have them pull the dents out if it turns out to be a good runner. I don't like white color on the truck, but I mean, who knows, might have it wrapped with my YouTube logo on it. There's a little ka-chunk on the back of the cab, but overall she's a pretty clean horse compared to some of the crap I've drove. Example, this. Yeah, if it was a diesel, man, that would be just the tops. That would be what I want. But I can drive a gas truck too, because I'm getting tired of paying more for diesel fuel and more for parts and all that. So okay, well, plan as it stands is I'm gonna get more stuff, read up and get more knowledge. We're gonna get that differential cover and just go ahead and fix that right away so that it's sealed up out of the elements. This may be a long project. I don't know when I'll have time to really do it or funding to do it, because when you get into electronics, it could get pretty expensive pretty quick, and it may not end up being worth it. But either way, rear end needs sealed up because it's good. I mean, it's just leaking. So yeah. All right, armed with some new relays, a little bit more knowledge, and some bad decisions, I think I've got everything I need to give this another go. So I'm going to change out 2 relays. That one I crunched, and then the other one that actually says it's a fuel pump relay. This one is actually called a multi-purpose relay, but it is for the fuel pump on this truck. So there's other ones here, I see. I just decided that I would destroy it, you know. Why not? See how nice I did? And I'm doing even better getting it out this time. I mean, we're dealing with some very sophisticated stuff here. I'm used to glass fuses and, you know, sadness. I still got the sadness, I'm not precise enough. Oh, cool. We're gonna get to see how it's made because I've totally destroyed it. Also, the battery disconnected, so we should be okay. What the crap, relay? Why is it being such a pain? This is nuts. Someone out of there. Give it up. Well, that's what one of those looks like inside. Good luck figuring out what that does. How it works. We're gonna put that right back in there. We need to see what way it goes. I think it goes, yeah. Huh. Can't believe that I would destroy that, but obviously we don't know me very well. You didn't see that coming. And the other one should be this jobby here. Ooh. Well, will it work? No, it won't. That is not the same relay, so I can't change this one. The one that they sent me has an extra pin. This one doesn't. And that thingamabobber does not have an extra slot in there, so I can't do it. It's gotta be, that one's gotta work. So that could still be our problem technically then, I guess. And of course I can't get it back to go in there now, so that's nice. Ain't that grand? Oh. Okay, let's try that. There. Okay, let's pretend that this is fixed now. And it's gonna run like a new one. Well, we got our dash light again. Or our under hood light, which I figured out clips up there. Such a happy little music it plays. Run. Nothing. Okay. Now, I talked to several guys who said, before I go dropping the tank or nothing, feed her the fard pounders. So that's what I'm gonna do. Looks like somebody else had that idea too, to feed it the fard pounders. So let's give her a little fard pounding and see what happens. Luckily, it keeps cranking, so there's time to... Nothing. That ain't good. Radio's playing again. Well, if she don't fire on the fard pounders, then that means we got a spark issue, probably. I mean, we'll try it again, but that's got to be good for that old motor, don't it? Luckily, I'm still in the part out and make money range. Okay. So, if that is the case, okay, yeah, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. They let me borrow this little gizmo, which I can probably plug in here, question mark. Maybe, like that, there. Auto link. Okay. Ready, test. How's this go? Oh. I gotta put the key in. I don't know what I'm doing. Will this thing do anything? Can stand fast. Communicating. Yeah, we know this. What? Monitors NA. Read codes. Fuel pump module control circuit open. Now we're never going to remember all this, so we're going to take a picture of it so that it lasts longer. Okay, then we're going to scroll. 2 of 2. Lost communication with fuel pump control module. Erase codes? Yes. Maybe that'll make it run. Yep. Fuel pump. Okay, fuel pump module control circuit open. Lost communication with fuel pump control module. Exit. Okay. So let's... I am readiness. Probably be good if I knew what I was doing. Ready, test. Oh, quit your dinging. 4x2. But if it doesn't fire on ether, why is the question. If it's just that it lost fuel pump then it should fire. Oh, maybe because I'm a dumbass, that's why. Try it now. Yep, there we go. Okay, I'm an idiot. Let's try it again. Okay. It is getting spark. It's just that... There it goes. Okay. Jump starting. Starter fluid with lubricity. Man, even with it helping you, you can't run around and do it. Okay. What have we learned? Well, okay, enough of that dinging is what we've learned. Stop that. We're gonna do a quick internet search and see what those codes mean. Maybe it is in fact that the that relay that I did not get the correct one of is wrong. That is possible. And if that ain't the case, then what's going to happen is probably going to be taking the darn whatchamacallit out of here, fuel pump, because that probably is the, I don't know. Let me do some quick checking and we'll see. All right, so I know what this thing looks like, but I have no idea where it is. I've seen people say that it's above the spare tire. I've seen them say that it's between where the cab and the bed meet on the passenger side. So I guess I'm gonna have to crawl under and just start looking until I finally find something that looks like that. And then we'll probably have to just replace it. Here, fuel pump control drive module. Here, boy. Where are you? Well, there's some stuff hanging. I don't think that's it. Our trailer connector's been shoved up with the forklift fork, so that's good. None of that. I would say that's all tail light stuff. It's got a good spare tire. That'll come in handy when it's sitting here doing nothing. Oh, forklift fork. Took that out too. Okay. There. No, is that it? I can't tell. It don't look like that in the picture. We're gonna probably have to take the spare tire off. I wonder if that's it. It don't look like the picture. But if that's not it, what could it be? And why would there be wires above there? If that's not, I mean, there's stuff and things back there. I think that thing's it. Is it not? Okay. Step A, I guess, is going to be figure out how to get the spare tire out of here. I assume it's got some kind of ratchet deal somewhere, like most of them have, because there's a cable, so that's our next affair. But look how clean this truck is under here. I mean, there's a little rust starting in places, but for the most part, I mean, yeah, I still think it's worth fixing. I think that's the thing. So, yeah, spare tire, delete. That's what we're gonna work on now. Now, had we ought to read the instructions? I bet this hole here is the hole for the spare tire. Man, it would suck to not be a moron. I'm gonna have to literally read the book to figure out how to let down a spare tire. Ain't that nonsense? That's for the jack. Ah, that sucks. I think I am missing the ratchet thing. Dad's truck has something like that. You're just supposed to jam this in and hope for the best. I've never had a truck where the spare tire still hung underneath there. All the other ones has been thrown in the bed. That's nuts. Well, I'm afraid we're probably going to have to call this the end of episode 1 because I don't have the piece that fits in there to let the spare tire down. There's another little piece that you're supposed to put in there on the end of the jack handle to adapt it to get it down there. And I have no idea what's in there, if it's a socket head or if it's a square or what, but I'm missing that little piece and I can't get my spare tire down. And then I can't, really can't get to that control module thing, if that in fact is where it is. I think it is. I'm gonna probably go ahead and just order one, and then I'll find out what to do about that tire rod situation thing. It's funny that that piece would be missing. I mean, what's that gonna do for anybody? Nothing. So anyway, we tried, but we're closer than we were because we might have actually found the issue, and that's all we can hope for. Yeah, I'm happy because I think that really is probably what it would be. Online, it looks like that is a common problem. So I'll get the necessary pieces and we will make another attempt at this. And hopefully next time we will have some success of getting it running. Also, by then, maybe my differential cover will be here. We can slap that back on and get that ready to go. And then hopefully when it runs, it will move. Maybe it is not really bad after all. Maybe something electrical happened. I talked to somebody else who said if it would move and start out in low, the transmission is probably not a problem. But if it would start out like in second gear, then it's probably got a transmission problem. So we'll deal with that when we get there. But our little scanner thing did give us some codes and hopefully pointed us in the right direction. So we're going to call that the end of this one. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.